and welcome to Popcorn News, something to watch while you eat popcorn. You will notice that my face is hidden. This must mean that what I say is so deep, dark, and dangerous that I dare not reveal my face. I don't have a speech synthesizer yet, but if I had one, it would obviously show that what I say must be important. But I show my face publicly, as if to say, this is me, and I stand behind what I say. What the bleep do we know? That is the title of a film released in 2004, which posits a spiritual connection between quantum physics and consciousness.
What I thought was unreal now, for me, seems in some ways to be more real than what I think to be real, which seems now more to be unreal.
Can't explain it. And anybody who gets too lost and anybody who spends too much time trying to explain it is likely to get lost forever down the rabbit hole of mysteriousness.
Is everyone a mystery? Is everyone an enigma?
The more you look at quantum physics, the more mysterious and wondrous it becomes.
The question is, how far down the rabbit hole do you want to go?
What the bleep do we know? In the strange case of Kyle Odom, who allegedly shot Coeur pastor Tim Remington several times because Odom perceived Remington as a disguised Martian, I have considered 4 theories.
I had a job, I had a girl, had something gone, mister.
Kyle Odom, alleged shooter of Pastor Tim Remington in Coeur, Idaho on March 6, 2016, is being extradited back from Washington, D.C. DailyNewsX.com reported also yesterday, April 6th, that Pastor Tim Remington headed home from the hospital on Tuesday, April 5th, after being treated for a blood clot in the lungs. Quote, Remington, who was shot 8 times after Sunday morning services, had been released from Kootenai Health on March 24th, but was readmitted last week after suffering a minor stroke, according to John Padula, outreach pastor at Altar Church. And best wishes to Pastor Remington for a speedy recovery. Even if the pastor is a Martian, the Bible says thou shalt not kill, and does not say except Martians. Here are my 4 tentative theories about what really happened. Kyle Odom, the 4 theories. Theory number 1. Kyle Odom was crazy. It was all paranoid schizophrenia, whatever that means. 2. Kyle Odom had been subjected to mind control experiments, and the Martians were an implanted false memory. See false memory syndrome. A screen memory hiding what really happened. 3. Kyle Odom had practiced an Eastern form of meditation, possibly connected with the left-hand path, and this had opened the door to demonic influence. 4. Kyle Odom had in fact become aware of the real presence of Martians amongst us. One theory is that yes, the pastor is a disguised Martian. Can you prove that you are not a Martian? However, a report from the Idaho Statesman dated May 2nd, 2016 gives us the human side of Pastor Tim Remington. Coeur d'Alene pastor recounts miracle of surviving shooting from the Idaho Statesman, May 2nd, 2016. It's the pastor Tim Remington, and he's had kind of a hard time after being shot. Stories by Scott Mabin, Spokesman Review, Coeur d'Alene. He forgives the man alleged to have shot him 6 times outside his Coeur d'Alene church. Now, this had been reported earlier as he was shot 8 times, so there's a discrepancy there. But Remington, whose astonishing survival and recovery has touched many hearts, would like to do so much more for Kyle Odom, the former Marine accused of trying to murder him 8 weeks ago. I will be in the courtroom all through the process, trying to help Kyle Odom, absolutely, to really help him, said Remington. The pastor says something I agree with here, but I can't find it. Well, he says that he'd rather that here it is. He'll go to prison for a while, obviously. You don't go around shooting people, Remington said. But he added, they want to put him on pills to help him, put him through mental institutes that will somehow make him lethargic, versus ministering to him, giving him Christ, to where he can have a life without all the paranoia. I agree with Pastor Remington insofar as favoring more spiritual methods of healing. Each day, a few pages at a time, I have been studying the Mary Baker Eddy classic, Science and Health, with Key to the Scriptures. And she argues therein for more of a spiritual reality than a material reality. The spiritual, I believe, is much more real than the material. And where is Kyle Odom now? A Lieutenant Stu Miller of the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office had stated Odom would be back in Idaho around May 1st. But according to KXLY TV, Odom, as of May 1st, was still in a Virginia jail.
Do you leave